What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. The quick weekly health update, skip a little bit ahead if you don't want to hear it. I am now back to my college weight, 232.6. I had a six-pack then. I'm 5'11" for those asking. Also, people just wanting to keep up, see how I'm doing. But I was in the gym 2.5 hours a day, almost every day during college. I am not toned up like I used to be, and I'm not dodging family dinners, lunches, or I'm also going to pig out at the state fair this week. So this might be my first week where I actually gain a little back, or I end up breaking even, and that's okay. My original plan was 230 even by the end of October, and I'm pretty darn on track to hit it. That being said, let's go ahead and get into today's market watch, and also thanks for keeping up with my journey and asking. A lot of people have been saying, wow, you've lost a lot of weight. It's been so long since I tuned in with people wanting to watch what's happening with the megatins, and I super appreciate it. Let's not dance around the issue. The TCG player bonus bucks back was a freaking crap show. We were live streaming during it and just seeing everybody refresh TCGs all around. That shows the popularity of them. But man, not just Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. My brother is huge into Pokemon, has been for a long time. I joke that he picked the right card game because of what happened, 2019, 2020 with prices. But he was telling me how absurd it was for people going for sealed products, and that was more so the target in that community. And ours, I kind of missed the mark. I thought people would be after Ghost Rares, Starlight, Ultimate Rares, and some Starlights did bump up a little in price, but instead, the Table 500 IQ 10,000 level buyouts, Kokimeru Supplier is the star of the show. This missed the Megatins. It mixes with Adamantipator just fine. It's a really cool card. Look at the freaking sales rate on a card that missed the tins, just going to the moon. People are joking about this one, but it really is ridiculous and just shows a highlight of how the Yu-Gi-Oh community can be. Also, Lightning Storm did end up going. It was confirmed not to be in the Cyber Strike structure deck, as we got a full spoiler in Portuguese, I believe, and you can see the quantities are just absurdly low. They're all almost going, and the collector rare has heftily bumped up. Again, with King's Copium or King's Court, whichever you want to call it, I feel like a single collector rare does not end up really raising the single, but when we see multiple buyouts around there, like Rivalry, like Lightning Storm, even then, the new price ceiling on these cards don't really encourage you to go for the sealed, because think about it, you're only getting 4 collector rares per case, and with how much the sealed is now worth, even at $88, which is down a couple bucks, you have Rivalry up in price, and that's not even worth the box. You have Lightning Storm being there, and then you will pull around, what, 3.6 per case on average Lightning Storms. Those aren't the biggest rebate at just 120, so there's this mix of everything. The Millennium, no, oh, my bad. Pharaoh rares completely failed in the US. They look so ugly in Ultra Rare, and it has to be a misprint to even be enjoyed, and the Obelisk still looks ugly. So with King's Court, yeah, you do see some going up, but people are asking me about the seal. Do we Diamond Hands? Do we do this? I'm in it personally long term, not a financial advisor channel. I don't know your bankroll. I don't know where else you could end up putting the money versus sales, but sales rates are very incredible on this set, and it didn't necessarily bump up on the day. You can actually see how many people went in on October 1st. It's almost just as many. A lot of boxes of this are selling, but it's not necessarily the promotion that really drove it out there. Now, going into what everybody wants to look at, the 10 of Ancient Battles. Crossout Designator is about back down to where it was right before the sale. It's in the triple digits, so up like $2. You see Triple Tactics Talent also towards 40 rather than 36. Prices did bump up, but most notably, Zeus was around the, what, 14-ish dollars, and now it's going 20 pretty steadily. I did predict that with this sale being on the launch weekend, it would end up forcing some prices up longer than we would like to see it to fall down. And every conversation from the, I guess we'll say, average Joe on this set is really missing one point. Everybody's like, oh, there's going to be so much supply. There's so many tins. It's crazy. Even with the waves, it's going to be the most open product of the year. And I want to remind people, there's something that goes with the supply part of things. It's called demand. And people did not have special editions for Rise of the Duelist or Eternity Code. So there's less of that mid-top rarity supply and less printings of it out there in general. And then Rise and Eternity Code were shorted. So with those sets in specific and then other looked forward to cards, people have been thirsty for this for so long. And the demand is just so much more there than in any year past. So you have to keep that in mind when you go with the supply. Oh, the supply's so hard. Oh, well, the demand is also sky high, you could say, to the moon. But yeah, that's what's happening with the Tin of Ancient Battles and why it's ahead of a lot of people's projections. But my projections for 2 weeks, a lot of things are still on course to hit that. Magician's Salvation is probably the funniest one. I've heard it called the Magician's Salivation. But no, seriously, this is probably the biggest surprise on how in demand it is and how people are going after it. Now, it is a $6 card. Not a bad card at all, and it does have Dark Magician Girl on the art to win, but it's kind of funny to see that and True Light so far up there from duelists who just want to casually enjoy the deck. Casual doesn't mean broke. We say that again and again on Market Watch. Now, trains were getting the reprint Metal Cruncher Secret Rare, and that means other past harder to get pieces are what people are finally going to give in and go for. I feel like you would already have the train cards if you were on that deck, although Urgent Schedule was expensive forever, and then you had this, around $6 to $8 for a long time. It's going out of quantities towards 15, and the Ultra Rare's not far behind. And then also, Rail Cannon Juggernaut Lieb is even further down on quantities. I also noticed Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon Baby bumping up in price, and Bingo Machine Go. So, we continue to see quantities go very much down over on Legendary Duelist Season 2. And the displays keep bumping up little by little in price also. So this is a set, if you've drug your heels on getting things from it, might be your last chance to get some of these more reasonably. I was looking around Lightning Overdrive, and I just noticed Kissy Kill Frost versus the sales price is really funny, because you see people were spending so much more during parts of the sale when the quantities were bubbling, and then you also have the higher ones because they'll ship to Canada. But now, 16, 15, 16, it's actually cheaper after the sale, and more listers ready all of a sudden. This is more for Burst of Destiny, but the sales rate is incredible, and it's interesting to see it start to be the same price as Arlecchino as that engine continues to start to get slept on again. Pot of Prosperity also had very interesting sales versus list price now. You can see a ton sold around the 110, 111, and 112, and people were poking me, kind of laughing at this, like, look, now it's 104, 105, these people spent their money so stupidly. I just want to say, this is what Bonus Bucks does when it's the biggest ever promotion. If you think about the actual Bonus Bucks back on 112, you go to that 15% back, they got 16.8, and versus the $112 they bought it at, well, it's actually towards 95. They actually get $8 and guaranteed spending back toward TCGs, and that's why the promotion was so wanted, so great, etc. Good for buyers and sellers. Even at that upped price, later on, it's a better deal for the consumer than these $104 copies, weird enough. Pankratops is far up in price, yet has no more sales. So I'm kind of scratching my head trying to figure this out. Are listers actually pulling Pank and selling them in person? Because there was a $155 copy, a $150 copy, and those didn't necessarily sell anywhere in the last week. So Pankratops continuing to go up for the collector rare, and I'll point it out the same as King's Copium, King's Court. Ancient Guardians isn't going up anywhere in price just for one collector rare, which is why I pointed out you might want to go for the collector rares. You only see a Pankratops 1 out of every 4 cases about, because it's 4 per case, and then there's 15 different collector rares, meaning you got to open 4 cases mathematically even to see one of each. And yeah, Pankratops by itself cannot drag this price up. It's not worth it to open to chase them. You're hitting a home run when you do. Same with Skullmeister. You're hitting a home run. Other collector rares don't even get back the $40 box past these 5. It's kind of really freaking sad. Marvelous is way up in price, and a lot of people are asking me why we have a new Tuner Fusion level 2. Well, the Wind attribute goes with Dragoonity really well, along with that Winged Beast attribute, but type attribute, you know, it's Yu-Gi-Oh terms. But seriously, it also works with Harpies as that level 4 Winged Beast body. It works with different decks in a way as specific random fusion targets for Ready Fusion do, but this is almost the price of a Ready Fusion. This is getting ridiculous on these buyouts. It would be a real shame if Gold Series happened to reprint a lot of these in Gold Rare, huh? Next up, Plunder Patrol has been getting eyed by a lot of people, baby bumping back. Redbeard being ahead of Whitebeard's a little weird to me. They were both short printed within the set. I've been toying with them on stream because it was a deck building challenge and I had a lot of fun with it. I know Douglas Haddad actually just went undefeated in Swiss at a case tourney with them. MBT had some recent good results with them. So people are on Plunders heading into this new format where they only get a little bit stronger, but I still think they really struggle with certain boards or dealing with outing certain things. But it is a really good slept on mid-range deck that did not get reprinted. So if you've been looking at this deck, some things like lists are starting to go a lot lower in quantities, and for a secret rare out of Eternity Code, that could be a problem later. I would get some of these pieces sooner than later if you're staring at the deck. Metaverse, I don't know how impactful this is in speed duels. I'm pretty sure they have terraforming too, I could be wrong, but secret rare is the highest rarity, and I was staring at the Battle City box because we have the upcoming GX box. I don't know when Metaverse became one of the top secrets, but it does make a little bit of sense. It's something you can play now, Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! I felt like the Nostalgia Pander feeling would be the top end of the set, but this proves in future sets like the GX box, you can put something newer that is used in a top rarity, and I guess the Mystic Mind players will go for it. But seriously, it is kind of cool to see something that just isn't just a hit of nostalgia end up being what heads towards the top of a set. And finally, I was just staring around at Donna Majesty because of the joke about Ready Fusion. I'm seeing some interesting quantities, like Scout Buggy actually has more listings than ever as we head towards Burst of Destiny. I've heard the terms buy as in buy them trooper, or buy as in they're the buy at the tournament troopers. So I feel like this is a deck everybody's waiting with anticipation to see what it does, and it's one of the best times to really look at the deck and get into it. So if you are considering them and you want to gamble, it is a gamble, or you're thinking about the deck, now's the time to do it. But it does seem like after Burst, their support may be done by future set descriptions such as Battle of Chaos. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. And Battle of Chaos keeps getting more interested. A lot of people are asking me about the sealed, where to buy the sealed. I'm sure some of the sponsors might even already have it up, like Big 3. I'll have to go look. But we have the US description starting to head up now, and I'm really hoping there's cool surprises inside too, like the first set that could have 20th anniversary rare, but that's just speculation, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Theory. Thanks for watching, everybody. Oh no, we're not ending the recording. I clicked the wrong button. Not awkward at all.